Well, holy smokers, folks, this ain't no dang jokers. We went broke today. I went so broke that I can't even record with my camera anymore. Just have to look at a picture of me now. I can't take up that much storage space in the cloud. Corsair Gaming reported earnings, okay? We've got to go over these earnings. I'm going to tell you exactly what I've done with this stock here today. Seeing definitely some misinformation out there around these earnings. Very, very disappointed to see some of the misinformation out there around these earnings today. Some of these big publications not even putting the truth. And it's very, very frustrating to see. So I'm going to set the record straight. We'll go over these earnings. I'm going to tell you where the misinformation is coming from. And then we're essentially going to go over what I'm doing with this stock, what I'm looking at for this stock. Am I buying, selling, doing any option plays on this one, things like that, okay? As of right now, it's down about 6%, $2.5 billion market cap on it right now when it comes to Corsair Gaming. By the way, I hope you guys enjoy this video as always. All I ask in return is that you smash that thumbs up button, and that's literally it, okay? Alrighty, guys, so misinformation. Let's cover that right at the top. Seeking Alpha. Man, Seeking Alpha is frustrating to me. You know, I remember they would put so many negative articles out, and maybe it wasn't Seeking Alpha doing it, but there were so many negative articles that used to come out about Tesla stock a couple years ago that really I was starting to think like Seeking Alpha had some sort of bias against actually Tesla stock or something like that. It was out of control how many negative articles they would get on just Tesla stock constantly. Very, very frustrating, okay? And so it actually turned me off from using Seeking Alpha because they would just trash Tesla all the time. Obviously, we know how Tesla turned out, right? So yeah, it didn't make much sense to constantly trash that stock, especially when it was like a $30 billion, $40 billion market cap. But anyways, okay, that kind of turned me off. Then I go ahead and I type in Corsair Gaming into Google today, and I just want to see what their numbers were, and I'm seeing this, and I'm like, Corsair Gaming misses on revenue. And here, Corsair Gaming, Q2 misses. And in all these articles, they go into how the company's missing on revenue. And keep in mind, these aren't like articles that are written by folks, like opinion-based. These are supposed to be fact-based. And Seeking Alpha's out there publicating and saying, oh, they missed on revenues. And so right off the bat, I was like, wow, that's actually really surprising. I could see maybe potentially a miss on EPS. You know, there's a lot of moving parts, got a lot of craziness happening, overall in the economy, different, countries being shut down. It's messy right now, right? And it could get messier. So I can understand that, but a revenue miss, that was going to be really, really surprising. So I was like, oh, shoot, they missed on revenues. Wow. And then I looked here, okay? And the average analyst estimate was $467 million, okay? $467 million for this quarter, for revenue. And what did the company report for numbers? $472.9 million. They did not miss on revenues. They beat on revenues. And beat by, what is that, $5 million or so, right? And so over $5 million. So it's just very, very frustrating to see misinformation in the headlines when you type in Corsair Gaming or Corsair earnings. When you type that in Google, the two most prevalent things that are popping up are Seeking Alpha things giving misinformation. They did not miss on earnings. They beat earnings. It is extremely, extremely frustrating to see that. The average analyst estimate was 467 mil. If Seeking Alpha wants to use some other crazy number or some number that some analysts use that was on the high end, you don't do that. You use the average analyst estimate. So just frustrating right off the bat to see misinformation about the company. But anyways, okay, let's get into this. So net revenue, 472.9 mil. That's an increase of 24.3% year over year. Remember, a lot of folks on Wall Street are like, oh man, yeah, the world's going to get back to normal. No one's going to care about gaming and streaming anymore. Okay. Yeah, 24.3% year over year revenue growth. Look at this number here. Gamer and creator peripherals segment net revenue was 155.2 mil. That's an increase of 40.9% year over year, guys. That's the segment you really, really want to see grow in a massive, massive way, okay? That is extremely important. And with some folks talking about, what happens to gaming when streaming of gaming takes back off or takes off in a major way, right? Well, this segment will become more and more important, and that's growing at a 40% plus clip right now. Absolutely amazing, okay? Gaming components and systems segment net revenue was $317.7 mil. That's still an increase of 17% year over year there. That number is extremely impressive as well, 17.6% year over year, okay? But the one that really gets me excited is that gamer and creator peripherals segment, okay? 40% plus growth. Gross profit was $130.4 million, okay? Now this was an increase of 24.1%. Why did I put it in red here? Well, the reason I put it in red is essentially gross profit grew at a little less than what revenue grew at. I like it when a company is able to increase their gross profit at a higher percentage than whatever they increase their revenue at, okay? So the fact that they grew gross profit less than essentially, the top line, I don't like that, okay? So, just something to take into account. It's not a huge difference, right? We're talking about only 0.2%. But still, I would like to see, Corsair Gaming over time had that gross profit number increase at a faster clip than net revenue, all right? With gross margin of 27.6%, which was flat year over year. Gamer and creator peripherals segment gross profit was 54.6 mil. This is a very exciting number to see. In an increase of 41% year over year. This is even though this is our smaller segment of the business, this is actually the one I'm paying the closest attention to. Because I think long term, this will be the biggest driver of their business. It will be even bigger than gaming components over time. It's not happening tomorrow, but over the next several years, and I'm in the stock for the next several years, right? I think this segment is the most important. So this is the one I always am going to pay the closest attention to. And then secondary, gaming components. Gaming components and systems segment gross profit was 75.7 mil, an increase of 14.2% year over year, okay? So basically, at the end of the day, the most exciting part of their business by far is this gamer and creator peripherals. It's growing extremely rapidly, and it's growing even a little faster on the gross profit line than actually net revenues, all right? Extremely exciting. Operating income was $34.7 million. That's a decrease of 4.7 mil, or 4.7% year over year. That's why I put this one in red as well, okay? Operating income declined. Definitely in the future, I want to see the operating income increase, not decrease, all right? Adjusted operating income was 49.3 mil. That's an increase of 3.9% year over year. Net income was 27.7 mil, 28 cents per share, per diluted share, compared to net income of 22.6 mil in the same period last year, 26 cents per diluted share. So basically, I like to see the net income going up like it is, okay? Now, I would like to see net income increase even more rapidly than that, but still, I can't complain about this number. It's still nice growth year over year in total there, okay? Now, as far as some commentary here, and then we'll get into the moves I made in regards to stock here today and my kind of outlook on this and where I think things are going, okay? CEO says, I am pleased with our performance in the second quarter, where we delivered year-over-year revenue growth of 24%. Our results, and remember, this is not some type of super high valuation company, so growth of 24% is ridiculous for where this company's valuation's at. And we'll look at valuation in a second. Our results highlight the strength of our underlying fundamentals of our business as gamers continue to purchase and upgrade their gear, even as entertainment outside of the house and travel began to open back up, which, by the way, look at the numbers, okay? I don't know, we're not going to get off topic, but anyways, okay? We experience growth in every category despite key component shortages, such as graphic cards for enthusiasts to build gaming PCs, logistic issues, and port delays. Yes, there's still port issues, okay? So this is important, especially if you're thinking about operating income and net income in general, okay? And you think about some of the headwinds for that, and if you actually think about some of the headwinds even for top-line revenue. When you hear things like this, we experience growth in every category despite key component shortages, such as graphic cards for enthusiasts, logistic issues, and port delays. These are all definitely things that can hurt short-term profitability, okay? So very, very important. These are all things that can definitely hurt that. Those won't always be issues. Let's keep that in mind, okay? The midpoint of our full year outlook calls for a run rate of revenue of $2 billion compared to our pre-IPO revenue of $1.1 billion in 2019. This is incredible growth this company has experienced, okay? Now, not every year is going to be, 20, 30, 40% revenue growth, but I can tell you, I believe this company can grow at, anywhere from 5% to 20% per year, every year for basically the next decade in front of us. That's what I truly believe. Some years, I think they're going to post some crazy numbers when gaming takes off, right? And you got some hot games and they're going to grow 20% plus. I think there's going to be some years that are slower in the gaming market and maybe even the streaming market, and maybe they only grow revenues 5%. And so it's going to be uneven growth, but overall, I can see this company growing at anywhere from 5 to 20% on average per year, every year, okay? We are investing in R&D, marketing, and infrastructure as we remain focused on expanding our resources. As an example, we are extremely excited by the recent launch of our first camera, which has received an overwhelmingly positive response from the creator community. We have launched over 75 new products so far this year. We're only a little over halfway through the year. 75 new products? Who do they think they are? Tattooed Chef? This is ridiculous. Okay, you got to be flipping my flapjacks. TTCF to the moon, which is an outstanding pace of innovation, concluded Andy Pauls, the CEO of Corsair, who's been leading this company since the 90s. This is amazing, guys. 75 new products? I mean, this company's innovating at such a pace. This is why, why am I investing in this company? Like, the simplest way I could break it down. The simplest way. Take away all the numbers, things like that. I believe this is a mini Logitech, but with stronger brands. Logitech's a $20 billion company, roughly, okay? And so when I look at Corsair Gaming, I see a mini Logitech, but with potentially even better products long-term and an even stronger brand long-term, okay? And so when I look at this company at a $2 billion something market cap, I think this company's going to 10 to 20 billion over the next, let's say 5 to 10 years. There's nothing in me that says, oh man, I'm a little scared. Maybe they don't. No, not when I see the rate of innovation at this company. There's been other companies I've been in the past where they haven't innovated fast enough. I can tell you with a company like Corsair Gaming, they are innovating as fast as any hardware company in the world, okay? There aren't, you're not going to find, very many hardware companies that are innovating this fast. And this is what gives me that ultra conviction to, be extremely excited about this stock for the long term, right? Financial outlook. This is very important. For the full year 2021, our outlook remains unchanged from Q1 2021. Net revenues to be in the range of 1.9 billion to 2.1 billion, so that's 2 billion at the midpoint. Adjusted operating income is expected to be in the range of 235 mil to 255 mil. And adjusted EBITDA is expected to be in the range of 245 million to 265 million dollars. Okay, so the outlook's all there. I'm as confident as ever in this business model, and obviously over the long term, but even over in the short term, which I don't like to really focus too much on companies over the short term, right? I like to look at the numbers, kind of see what's going on, make sure everything's on pace, and everything is exactly on pace for this company. Management is executing at a very, very high level. 24% revenue growth. The amount of products they're innovating, they're executing, okay? This Facecam product, I don't even think Wall Street understands how big this product will likely be for the Elgato brand and for basically a Corsair over time. This product alone, in my opinion, is going to be a 9-figure plus business next year. We're not even talking, in 5 years from now it's going to be, No, I expect this to be a 9-figure business as soon as next year. Long term, I can see just the webcam market for Elgato, because they'll continue to innovate. They'll continue to come out with more products. They'll come out with even higher end products than this over time. They'll come out with even lower end products, and they'll probably build a strong lineup of 3 to 5 different webcams that will be in the Best Buy stores and Walmart stores and other stores in general, right? Target, and just on their website, right? This is a business that I think can be at 9 figures next year. But long term, I think this is a business. This is just a business. Just this market, okay, can be basically 300 mil to 600 mil a year revenue just in this. And this is a new business. I don't even think Wall Street understands how big this opportunity is. I don't even think they understand how much money Logitech really makes off that market, right? Because what we know, even Apple, right? Apple has, or they're supposed to have some of the best products and some of the higher end products. Their cameras are horrible, man. I mean, they're just not good quality. I always have to use other cameras. The webcams on those are just not sufficient, right? So if you want to record with, a camera, but you don't want like a DSLR setup, well, your middle option there is essentially, an external camera like this that you can just clip on your laptop or your desktop and things like that, okay? So this is no doubt in my mind going to be a 9-figure business for Elgato and for Corsair, and likely a type of business that will end up helping the company make, an extra 25 mil to potentially, as this builds out, 75 mil to 100 mil net income, I believe, just from this over time, right? And when it comes to Elgato, obviously they're growing massively with audio capture, stream decks, lighting, all those sorts of things as well. But I think long term, this could actually be the biggest market for them, guys, okay? This is very, very important to keep in mind. Now, looking at the company's valuation, keep in mind this doesn't reflect the newest market cap. The newest market cap as of today is about $2.5 billion, okay? We're at a trailing P on the stock of 18, forward P of 15. I mean, guys, the revenue just grew 24%. I expect this company to grow anywhere from 5% to 20%. Like I said, some years are going to be slower growth, more around that 5% number, 7% number, right? Some years are going to have crazy growth revenue-wise, like the 20% number, right? And when you talk about this type of opportunity in the gaming and streaming space, which just continues to grow and grow and grow year after year, right? 18 and a 15 forward P is laughable. Laughable, absolutely laughable, okay? A price to sales ratio of 1.4, and on a forward basis, price to sales ratio is now probably at on a forward basis, we're probably at a 1.1 to a 1.2, because you're talking about a $2.5 billion market cap. You're talking about $2 billion run rate on as far as revenue goes on a forward basis. So we're probably at a 1.2 or 1.1 price to sales ratio for this company that has exponential growth, unbelievable brands, the creators behind them, and all those sorts of things, right? And the stock is extremely undervalued. I mean, guys, I can't pound the table enough on this one as a long-term investment, at least as far as me being excited about this one, okay? What did I do here today? Did I sell the stock? No, okay? I bought the stock. I bought 334 shares right off the bat here. Those ones filled at $27.05. So bought some shares there, okay? Then I bought some more shares, another 777 shares of this stock, okay? Another 777 shares. That one was filled at $27.25. This was actually the order I put in first, and it just kept dropping. So then I was like, okay, give me more shares, okay? And that's where I'm at with this stock. So as of position sizing, okay, I am up to 12,222 shares. This is in the main private account I'm showing you right now, okay? This is my biggest position. Obviously, positions are always going to pretty much be the biggest in my main private account, okay? So feel privileged for seeing this, okay? 12,222 shares I'm up to, okay? Obviously, so far it is going bad, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I will add more and more and more shares of this stock, especially if it goes down more and more, okay? I will continue to add to this one as a long-term investment. I feel like I am getting a steal deal in this stock. Anything with a 2 in front of it, gimme these shares, okay? Gimme, as many as possible, okay? And so I will continue to buy the stock. If it continues to be anywhere remotely close to this, or if this stock goes down more, let me be very clear, I will continue to add to my position. I could see myself getting up to 15,000, if not, dare I say, 20,000 shares in this account. By the way, I have another 5,000 shares in the public account. The public account's available for everybody in my private stock group to see every single move I ever make in that account, okay? And I got another 5,000 shares there, okay? So overall, I can see myself across all my different accounts going to well over 20,000 shares of Corsair Gaming. I am getting a steal deal on the stock as somebody that's a long-term shareholder of this. Give me every share in sight right now, okay? Now let me be very clear about this. Very clear. This is now my number one stock I am interested in buying 2024 call options in. We're literally weeks away now at this point from basically the 2024 call options, and Corsair has now moved to my number one stock I am the most interested in buying call options in over every other stock, okay? And I love a lot of other deals that are coming out there, right? Win could potentially keep going down in the short term, especially as the Roni Rona goes higher and higher, and we see these numbers getting crazy, right? A lot of worries out of China, a lot of worries about out of the U.S., right? And Win stock continues to get hammered. I love Win stock for 2024 calls if that stock keeps going down, right? I love Tattooed Chef, especially if we see any weakness on earnings. You know, that one's definitely extremely high on my list of 2024, and I have other stocks as well. But I can tell you, nothing takes the cake over Corsair Gaming as far as 2024 call options and my interest in those, especially if the stock stays around these ranges where we're at right now or goes down even more. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, don't forget to smash that like button before you leave. I appreciate you guys for joining me as always. Much love as always. If you haven't got to check out the Hungry Bowl yet, that is a way to track your stocks. Listen to conference calls right inside the app, including the Corsair conference call. We might already have that up, or if we don't have it up, we should have it up by the end of today, okay? As well as read our daily newsletter. Hope you guys are enjoying that as always. And yeah, much love as always, guys. Thanks so much for joining me, and have a great